In this video, we're going to talk about loyalty. So let's go ahead and dive in. Loyalty is critical to any organization's success. Penguin has a responsibility to be loyal to our customers and our employees, and obviously employees should be loyal to Penguin as an organization. When we first created this core value, we actually called it Ride for the Brand, and the reason is because in the cattle ranching days of the American Old West, they used an expression called Ride for the Brand. So cattle were branded to indicate ownership, and then that ranch was essentially that brand, like the brand and the ranch and the cattle, and everything was essentially one entity, the brand, the ranch, all the assets that went along with it. And when a cowboy rides for the brand, they ride totally for the brand. So they're fully committed to that brand, and they understood that their personal success was intrinsically linked to the success of that ranch. And if the ranch failed, they failed. Furthermore, or actually not furthermore, but because of that, they wouldn't do anything that would harm the reputation or the success of that ranch. In the case of Penguin Pest Control, loyalty, we define it as being loyal to Penguin and never doing anything that would harm our reputation or our organization. So it means being unselfish. It means thinking about the company and not just yourself. We want to succeed and benefit together. And together our success will be far greater than if it were just every man for himself. That's essentially the value, the concept, the principle that loyalty is founded upon. That our success collectively will be better than if it were every man for themselves. The concept here is that an ox, if you have two oxen, an ox can pull 8,000 pounds alone. But if you take two oxen and put them together, you would think that they would be able to pull 16,000 pounds when in reality they could pull 28,000 pounds. So that together they can do far more as a team than they could do individually. So a big part of loyalty is learning to follow the guidelines in the manual. A technician who gets several infractions is hurting the company and therefore is not riding for the brand. If you've got your uniform on, remember that's our brand. And so if you've got your uniform on, don't do anything that could hinder or harm the reputation of the company while you've got that uniform on. That means don't go to bars, don't be drunk, don't get into road rage incidences with other people, don't be rude or belligerent. You always are respectful. Obviously, respect is a core value in and of itself, but I mean, especially so when you've got that logo, our brand, our shirt, our uniform on, you don't want to do anything that would cast the company in a negative light. And so with this concept, this core value of loyalty, one of the things that we ask our employees is don't engage in political activism when you've got the brand on. If you're in the capacity of a Penguin representative, then don't go to a Democrat or a Republican rally. Now, with that said, I'm not at all suggesting that you shouldn't be active in politics. I'm very active, and I think everybody should be active in politics. However, for the organization itself, and while you're a representative of the organization, we want to maintain a relatively neutral position when it comes to left, right, Republican, Democrat, whatever, those sides. And it comes down to this loyalty that when you got that brand on, when you got that uniform on, you got to be loyal. You can't do anything that would hurt the brand. So every single employee, whether you're part-time, full-time, you can exhibit this value. The essence of this value is that no person would do anything to harm the reputation or the success of Penguin. One other thing, so I've had employees that have come to me and said, I work for you. I'd like to take this second part-time job, but I don't want that to be a conflict with the loyalty or the ride for the brand concept, that core value of Penguin. Is that okay if I do it? And the answer is absolutely yes. There's absolutely no issues with taking a part-time job. Loyalty and ride for the brand doesn't mean that you have to only work for Penguin. You can have other jobs, you can be active, you can have other hobbies, you can be active in politics, you can be active in whatever you want. Your personal life is your personal life, and you can do whatever you want. Now, you can't work for another company that is in competition with Penguin. You can't go work for Jerry's and us. That's obviously not okay. I mean, for a lot of reasons, you can't have access to all of our customers and clients and all our manuals and then turn around and work for, whatever XYZ pest control company. But if you want to do something that's non-competitive, that's totally fine. There's zero problems there. I've had I've had employees come to me and say, hey, I'm not full-time, I'm part-time. Does that mean that there's an issue with Ride for the Brand or this loyalty concept? Absolutely not. You can be part-time, you can be full-time. Again, what it boils down to is if you work for Penguin Pest Control in any capacity, whether you're independent, an employee, full-time, part-time, don't do anything that will harm our reputation, our good name, or our success.